Welcome to Service Sales and Support the LPT Way, the space built for driven agents who want to level up their business, master their systems, and grow with a community that believes in collaboration over competition. Joining me today is Terry Trexler, a U.S. Marine Corps veteran, a LPT Realty team leader, and growth coach. Terry's background spans years of serving buyers and sellers, building agent training platforms, and now helping lead LPT's Military Network initiative. His work blends service strategy and, most importantly, heart. And it's truly an honor to have him with us today. Welcome.
Wow, that's mighty nice of you. I appreciate it. Thank you, Tamra. I'm happy to be here for sure. I love it. I love it.
So it's like I said, thank you so much for taking the time. To begin, I'd love for you to tell us a bit about your journey, your background, and the different brokerages you've been a part of, and in your own words. I
Okay.
know a little bit, but for everyone
Yeah.
else out there.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna make it as short as I can, but it's kind of long. But yeah, if I go way back, I always grew up around real estate. Both my parents were real estate agents. My parents got divorced when I was 6 months old, so it wasn't like a dual house. But dad did it in Pennsylvania, mom did it here in Virginia Beach. Um, but since no matter who I was with as a kid, I was always in the back of a car, real estate office. I wanted nothing to do with real estate, nothing. So I joined the Marine Corps at 18 after high school. Did that for 6 years, got out, had a job for a couple years, and then my mom sold me my first condo, and I saw that little commission line, right? And I was like, wait a second, is this your commission? So at that point, I was 24. I was a little bit older, a little bit more mature, realized how real life was.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, maybe mom and dad were onto something getting into real estate. So I got into real estate. Now it's been 23 years. It's all I know outside of the military life and being a dad. But, I started off thinking I knew everything because both my parents knew a lot.
Yeah.
That was so untrue.
Yeah.
I knew nothing the way it seemed. But I did well in the beginning years, like it was great and life was good and the economy was on my side. Because things were just going up, up, up in the early 2000s. And then, I bought a bunch of houses, so I was investing before I got my real estate license. Then I got my real estate license and life was great, but I was young, didn't save for a rainy day, and the market changed.
Yeah.
The recession hit.
Yeah.
The people couldn't pay the rent and all these other things. So everything that I thought I was living that high life in my late 20s, making a lot of money, a lot more money than I ever thought I'd make, it all fell apart. I didn't save, I didn't plan, I didn't nothing. Just making money, calling it a day. And then at the end of that, I ended up basically losing everything. Um, at what 2011 or so, and then I literally went bankrupt. I probably had 15 foreclosures or short sales, one of the two. Um, but I tried my hand at like Remax. I tried my hand at Keller Williams, and I was that agent that always thought it was the broker's fault. It was always the broker's responsibility. Why I'm successful here, but can I be more successful there? And I played that hop around game the first 10 years.
Many
Um,
do.
yeah, and then once I officially went bankrupt, and this is kind of a backward story. Most people open their own brokerage when they are on top. I did it when I was on bottom because, well, I had a broker's license for a few years already. And I was like, well, I don't want to deal with anybody. I just want to put my head in the sand and just do my thing. So I opened my own brokerage and did that for a few years. And then well, if I back up right before that, I'll share this real quick. My dad wanted me to open Trexler Real Estate because he had that in Pennsylvania for like 30 something years.
Yeah.
Then I had been at EXP Realty briefly for like 3 months when they had like 100 agents, 200 agents.
Yeah.
My dad passes away, and I was like, okay, this is my sign to open Trexler Real Estate. So I left EXP when they had like 150 agents. That was the dumbest decision ever. Sorry, Dad.
But you
Um,
grow from it.
yeah, I learned a lot because
Mm-hmm.
I realized that I didn't want to be a broker owner, and there was this
Mm-hmm.
company that would eliminate all those responsibilities from me. And I had an amazing, and then once I went back to EXP in 2016 or 17, I stayed for 6 or so years. That journey was amazing. The rev share was amazing. The stock, the people, the everything was amazing. But then I come across this company called LPT. Um,
Yeah.
and they were just doing things different. And it blew my mind. And just like I felt when EXP first came out, like, hey, we don't have an office. We're in the the cloud, as they used to say. I guess they
Mhm.
still do. But now a lot of companies are online.
Mhm.
And but LPT was just different. Like they were, I looked at them as a marketing company to help agents grow their business.
Right.
Yeah, they offer different commission plans, and I was like, oh my God, they offer you tangible things to help you grow your business. They're focused on sales, period.
Mhm.
So I was like, man, this is going to help a lot of people.
Mhm.
And I took a gamble on LPT when they had probably 1,000 agents, and that was about almost 3 years ago now.
Mhm.
And it's been amazing. And as you mentioned, we now have the military network at LPT, and you're running New Jersey, and we got a bunch of other great leaders out there. And it's just exciting. I
Yeah.
mean, the people, the collaboration, the training, and it's just that's been kind of my journey. And there's a lot of other things in the middle, but sorry if I went too long. But
No.
that's
It
kind of the way it went for me. That's kind of the way it's been for me.
I feel it's so important because when you have someone's experience as you do and you've seen so much, you can take out the minutia and you know what is so important in a brokerage. And to make that move, there's so many decisions you need to make to do that. And
Right.
with someone again with your experience and knowledge and to move so many over with you, it has to be the right place.
Yeah.
It absolutely has to be the right place. And so many others are making that move too. So it's like, what's in that magic sauce here?
Right. And that's kind of the way I looked at it. I was like, man, like me staying at my last company was really good for me. Like
Mm-hmm.
I didn't, my bills are covered with rev share. My stock was amazing. You know, the material things were all there. And
Yeah.
even a lot of the unmaterialistic things were all there too with some great people. But I don't know, it was just a whole different corporate vibe here.
Mm-hmm.
The Robert Palmer, the
Yes,
CEO, is a different type of person than I've ever seen run a company. Um,
completely agree.
and then the people that have poured in since,
Yep.
and the
There's a
fact
lot
that
of
we have a
value.
military network as well, that we have corporate support, but they're hands off of telling us what to do, which is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they don't want to say, hey, that's ours, do it our way, but now we can probably do it the way we want. We can fly the red, white, and blue. I'm super patriotic, just because I have long history of my family serving, and dad was in Vietnam twice. And my grandfather was at Pearl Harbor when it got bombed. And my brother-in-law spent 27 years in the Army, and brother did 10 in the Air Force. So we got it covered. So really, like I said, real estate and the military are my two things. And then helping people, of course. Like I like seeing people win. I like seeing people win.
And same thing that having you and having our other partners that I am so grateful to be surrounded by, we all have that same value set and mission in mind when it comes to helping our community. And that
Yeah.
is so important to me. And that was one of the biggest factors for me personally.
Yeah. Yeah. And
And
I see that just from knowing you for a short amount of time. I mean, Sierra said nothing but great things. And I was like, yeah, I mean, if Sierra says great things, I'm 100% on board with it. So,
and when you find there's, oh my gosh, there are this many people out there that feel that, you're like, wait, what?
yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. And it just gets you pumped. It's so exciting. And to transition into another topic that I don't feel is really brought up enough because it's new.
Sure.
And there's a lot of people that are asking about it, which is Aperture Global.
Ah,
I was wondering if you could give a little insight into that because I feel like there's a lot of people that don't know first a lot about LPT, but there's information on that, but
sure.
don't know much about Aperture Global. And if you could talk
Yeah.
briefly
Yeah. I'll
about
touch on
that.
it. I mean, just because it is so new and so many people
Mm-hmm.
don't know about it.
Yeah.
So when LPT was created, it was to kind of compete with other companies that, are out there. And it wasn't even meant to compete. It was meant to help the agents, like
Yeah.
give the agents the tools they want. So that's kind of where LPT came from because LPT, by its own acronym, stands for Listing Power Tools,
Mhm.
which was a marketing product for agents all across the country since I believe 2016 or 2017 that our CEO Robert Palmer created. And I don't know if you had boxes prior to joining, but I know a lot of people that had these marketing kits way before LPT really became a thing.
Let's
That's
just break it
awesome.
out.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I got a bunch of that stuff over there too. Um, so LPT was created to offer the agents more because
Mhm.
out of all the brokerages out there, there's a lot of great ones out there, but I've never, and it's 23 years now, but I still don't see many brokerages doing things and giving agents
Yeah.
real tools that they actually can use to get business.
And if they do, the upsell is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like,
And it is. And it is. And it's, and those boxes, that have a
mhm,
few hundred pieces of marketing material, LPT agents get them for free now, but agents were paying I think $500 a pop for per box or for two boxes a month
mhm,
when it was just listing power tools. Now it's a company, we get those for free for every
mhm.
listing. So, and then we get commission options, and I'm leading up into Aperture, just so you know. So then we get these commission options.
Yep.
It's like, okay, what's important to you? Just sales? Or
Mm-mm.
do you want to worry about, do you want to get some stock and build some lifelong income
Mhm.
through stock and through revenue share of helping other agents sell? Well, if you're not worried about stock and revenue share and things like that, then we have a $5,000 cap plan. So that's amazing for those people that just want to put their head in the sand and sell, 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 which is great. Nothing wrong with that. And then we have the 80/20 plan, which is also super affordable and with a 15K cap, which if you do that plan, you get double the stock awards because we get stock in the company when we do certain milestones of sales, as well as when we bring in agents. If we bring in agents that say, we're the one or the reason why they joined, then we get some stock for that too. Plus, if you're on the 80/20, you get a cut from the company's side of what they charge. So they share back 50% of every dollar that comes in the company back into this revenue sharing pool. That's why it's called rev share. So that agents that help grow it can win that way too. But again, if people aren't worried about revenue share or stock, do the 100% plan and keep selling houses and nothing else changes. If you want stock and rev share, do the 80/20 plan. Now, so then Robert looked at that and said, okay, that's to compete and to be a driving force for people that want to recruit and don't want to recruit.
Mhm.
100% companies, and then what's become more of a standard, like the newer models in the last 10 years. And then he was like, you know what? But there's other companies out there, like Compass and some other ones, that people just love the brand. Like they want the brand to be before the agent. Some people want to be, the Terry team or whatever they want to call their team.
Mhm.
But some people want the brand itself. Like Remax, great company, been around forever.
Mhm.
A lot of people are fine just rocking that red, white, and blue. I mean, I love the red, white, and
Yeah.
blue, right?
Yeah.
Military. But everyone has the same exact look because it's about Remax, like period. It's always been about Remax. Agents, great, they treat their agents great and everything else, but the brand's the brand. So
Mhm.
some agents want the brand. So Robert looked at it and said, you know what? LPT is meant to compete and is going to be a rival to all these other companies and be collaborating even with the other side, so to speak, in some terms. But then what else is out there? Like LPT, we want that to be the biggest company by transaction count.
Mhm.
But then Aperture just launched basically a few months ago, and we started off launching in places like London and higher end markets. And now we have some around the States, but still very, very few because you have to do a certain amount of volume and you have to be interviewed to even be allowed to be an Aperture. It's not your typical real estate company where you're like, okay, yeah, I'll join or I won't join. No, you have to be interviewed
Mhm.
to be allowed in. So Aperture comes in and they're going to be the brand, and agents will join under that are
Mhm.
more or less in the luxury space. Some markets you have to do 10 million or more, or 15 million or more. And depends on the level, but you can join Aperture, you apply, you get interviewed, they approve you, and then once you're part of Aperture, they now truly pour into you even more than what LPT does. Like it's about helping that agent be seen as the rock star of their city. Like period point blank, they're getting high end, very high end marketing, video content, everything under the sun they could want. So agents are happy because they're getting more than any other big name brand out there. And the company can watch their margins super tight because Robert is, I mean, in my opinion, a genius when it comes to these things because he can offer so much.
Mhm.
He owns our print facility. He owns marketing. Like that's his thing. And that's what he did before real estate. So he takes those resources and those connections he has and pours them in. He pours even gas on the fire, if you want to say, onto what Aperture is. And then Aperture is its own brand. LPT is its own brand with two compensation models. So two compensation models at LPT, one at Aperture. So we have three models for agents to truly choose from that all feed into what will be LPT Holdings or LPTA Holdings, which will be our stock when it launches, hopefully in 2026.
So if you're an agent, do you have to choose between those three, or
Yes.
can you be part of
No, you have to choose
two?
between the three because
Okay.
Aperture is it's its own brokerage.
Got
It just
it.
happened. Its
Okay.
parent company is LPT Holdings or LPTA is, they've said that might be the ticker symbol, but the parent company owns LPT Realty and Aperture, but they both answer to the one stock company that will be public hopefully next year. We'll see.
So exciting.
Yeah, and
And
it's so
they're
exciting.
all just about to go, LPT is about to go public as well.
Yeah, yeah. So and it's
Mhm.
amazing because what happens is that it should, in all practical purposes, help out our stock over the years to
Mhm.
come. It's also where agents have three choices of how they want to fit into our model. It's just not, okay, well, you're ABC company, your model's
Right.
this, okay, but they get three choices. Three choices.
And that's what's so unique is
Yeah,
all these other companies don't have these choices. So there's something for everyone,
yeah,
regardless of where you are in your business. If you're
right,
just starting, if you've been in business for 20, 30 years, if you're a
mhm,
team lead, I mean,
right.
there's truly something for everyone. And that's, I feel personally, and correct me if I'm wrong, that Robert continuously sits down to make sure that it's changing shape and has that structure for every single person, and the decisions that he's making doesn't just fit the big guy, it fits
Right.
everyone.
Truly everybody. I mean, I've had agents join. I was talking to an agent just a few days ago, and I think he said he had some, family or some health issues. And he's like, "Look, I'm embarrassed to say it. I sold four houses last year." I said, "Well, 75% of people sold zero houses last
Yeah.
year. So
Yes.
you're ahead of the curve, bud."
Yep.
So, and he's like, "And I'm on the flat fee plan, like my cap's 5,000." I said, "Good for you. Like,
Yes.
I'm not judging you because you're only paying a
No.
$5,000 cap. I'm happy for you."
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't need, we're not trying to fit what do they say, a square peg into a round hole. It's like what works for you. The flat fee, $500 a transaction, and you just focus on getting some sales because that's like now money that everybody should be focused on. Or do you want to build stock and rev share because you have a little more experience and you can pay that 80/20 without feeling it so much, but yeah, you can help other agents grow and you are getting your stock awards even more. You're getting your revenue share from helping other agents. And then, if you're doing so well and you're, doing over the 10, $15 million mark a year, you can look at Aperture and see if you want to operate under the Aperture brand and everything that offers. And all three pay stock to each other and all three pay revenue share to whoever brought that person in. So, and it's amazing. It's insanely profitable for those people that pour into that model because the Aperture model is the most lucrative rev share model in the world. So,
And not to go backwards here, but I feel like it all fits. I feel what was so great was one of the biggest issues that I have found with new agents, and why they're not continuing was, it was just it's too many fees, it's too much to keep going, and many are working part-time. And the
sure.
way that he's created this model is it allows them to grow at their own pace,
Right.
and when they're ready to make the jump into being a full-time agent, or what's best for their family, or what's
Mhm.
best for their lifestyle, every step of the way this model is made for them. It solved a lot of those questions that have come my way over the last years with new agents, and
Sure.
that's
I
what
mean,
I was so excited.
yeah, and it's where, I mean, and Robert says this too, and I always like to say it as well because I picked it up from him, but it's like helping people find their definition of success.
Yes.
Like if somebody wants to
Yes.
sell three or four houses to create an extra 20,000 or $30,000 in income for their family and they're happy, great. Leave
Yes.
them alone.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like it's mine, and don't
Yes.
charge a monthly fee. Like why
Yes.
charge a monthly fee? Because, and I think Robert, I'm almost positive that one of the first days I met Robert, I'm like, hey, I think it's great you don't charge a monthly fee. All these other companies
Yeah.
do. Why not? And he's like, well, I don't want to make money unless my agents are making money. And I'm like, oh my God, beautiful. You know what I mean? And I was like, every time there's those type of
Yep.
answers,
Yep.
and I'm like, I'm in the right place.
Yep.
I'm in the right place. And then, you see things online of, God, the country's so divided. I don't even want to get into that, but
No.
there's people that are just saying and doing hateful things. And I
Hmm.
don't care what side of the table it's on.
Hmm.
But LPT has stood up and they let people go for being hateful. Like,
Yeah.
doesn't matter what side of the table
Nope.
anybody's on. But if you have hate and you're just spewing hate, then you shouldn't be here. That's not what we're doing. We all get frustrated at things, but there's a difference between being frustrated or upset and being true, just downright hateful. So,
Right.
it just speaks volumes to
The
where I think
culture
we're going and everything else.
and the culture of this entire brokerage, and
Yeah.
everyone is about bringing us together, being collaborative, and opening up their playbook and just wanting everyone to succeed.
Yeah.
And that's how I felt since the moment that I joined. Because of
Right.
course, when you make that jump, you're just like, what did I do?
Right. It's everybody's thought, right? Everybody thinks that. Everybody
Yeah.
thinks that. Yeah.
But then you're in, you're swimming, and
Yep.
everyone is there just throwing you a line saying, how can I help? And it's
Yeah.
amazing.
And it truly has been. And it's like,
Yeah.
and when I left my old company, and not to talk numbers, but it's kind of near and dear to me because it changed my life. And so my life changed at last company, like I mentioned. The amount of rev share, I mean, it was close to getting to almost 200,000 a year. And when I left, I had to just walk away and say, "Oh, bye bye," So I didn't get to take any of that.
Yeah.
So I started, and there was no incentive to come here. There was no perk. I got the same exact comp plan that everybody got with no special privileges. And at first, I was like, "Damn, I wish I got something." But looking at it, I'm like, "I'm glad I didn't." I'm glad I didn't because everyone's coming in doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
The comp plans are the comp plans are the comp plans. And I've seen other people try and get things that didn't. I've seen so many people try and wheel and deal and they don't go nowhere. And the fact we're all being kind of treated the same, and it's like, hey, these are the commission plans. This is the cost of this. This is the cost of that. It is what it is. And
Take it
you
or leave
figure
it.
out your definition of success. New agent, struggling agent, successful agent, super successful agent. And we even had the number 36 largest brokerage in the country join us last year. So, people that are doing
Said.
2,000 transactions a year or more than that, actually, when they button up, and the reason why they say that they joined is because they couldn't compete with LPT's marketing. Okay. What's that say to everybody else that's
Mm-hmm.
trying to start their own brokerage or
Mm-hmm.
run something? It's tough. It's
Mm-hmm.
tough. And most people, it either you got to stay super small or just go massive. And most people never get massive because there's only a handful, a dozen or two companies out there that are that. But then everyone else is fighting. They're like swimming upstream, and the percentages of success are not great when it comes to that. And that's why I like just being over here and being an agent and coaching some agents and training some agents and helping run the military network with great people like you, and just doing the right thing. And it's, I don't know, do the right thing and good things happen is what I like to say. So it's been good. It's been good.
Well, thank you so much for taking time out of your day and
Sure,
having
of
this
course.
brief conversation about important points that hopefully help others that have these questions.
Yeah,
And they can reach out anytime to either you or I if
yeah,
they
no,
feel like
by
they
all
want to.
means. And just for you jumping in, I've seen what you've done in short order and some of the things you've shared, and you've turned around and poured in too because you're getting that, you're seeing that, so you're also giving that. And it's been amazing to watch, and it's exciting to see people go, aha, these are my people, or this is my vibe, and this is it. This is what I've been looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so many people get twisted up about commission plans and splits and what do you have and what do you not have, and what sometimes you just need to be around the right people.
Yeah.
That changes the whole game. And then you tack in everything else we already talked about with the marketing and the commission options and the people. But you find the right people, and then everything else that's added to that from LPT Aperture, it's been wild and it's been amazing at the same time. But yeah, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you took a second and said, "Hey, do you want to jump on my show?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'd love to." So thanks for having me. I appreciate that. Yep.
Anytime. The
Okay.
door's always open.
I appreciate it, Tamara. Have yourself an awesome, awesome day. Keep crushing it.
You too.
All
Take
right.
care.
Thanks now.